That's true.
An agnostic atheist is someone who doesn't know there's a God or not, as no one does.
So you're not convicted of your atheism?
Well,
you're
I
not
am.
Sure.
No, I am, because atheism is only rejecting the claim that there is a God. Atheism isn't a belief system. Atheism. So this is atheism in a nutshell. You say there's a God. I say, can you prove that? You say no. I say I don't believe you then. So.
Okay, did you catch that? Here we see Ricky chatting about some specific points in favor of what he refers to as agnostic atheism. Let's take a look at each of them in turn. Is it true that no one can know if God exists or not? Well, most of the world's population believes that they can know with a degree of certainty that a God or gods exist. Is Ricky saying that all these people are wrong without any explanation? I think he'll need some further substantiation to prove that. Maybe he means we can't know if God exists in the same way we know the sun shines, or that you're watching this video right now. In that case, he'd be right. But is that the only way we know things, through direct experience and interaction? What about the judge, detective or investigator who never actually sees a crime being committed, but can piece together a narrative based on supporting evidence, be it from items left at the crime scene, forensic evidence, eyewitness accounts, or various other means at their disposal? These people can find out enough to make an arrest and get a confession, proving that they did, in fact, know the truth, even if they didn't see it. This is also the case for historians, archaeologists, paleontologists, and cosmologists, among others. None of these professionals can actually see the past, but they can piece together truths about it based on reflective evidence. Many people throughout history have credibly claimed we can infer the existence of God from similar types of evidence, namely through philosophical, scientific, and historical evidence. If Ricky believes all that evidence is insufficient, I think he needs to prove why that's the case. If the claim God exists is false, it essentially means that God does not exist. But Ricky just mentioned that no one can know if God exists or not. How then can he make such a direct statement? Where did he get this knowledge, which he claims is unattainable? Perhaps he believes he's the only exception to his own rule. In either case, some proof is needed to back this up. This implies that Ricky knows with absolute certainty that atheism is true, and that God does not exist. Again, where does he get all this apparently unobtainable knowledge from? For example, atheists and theists both believe that the scientific method reveals truths about the mechanics of the natural world and the physical universe. However, the atheist believes that the natural world makes up all of reality, whereas the theist believes that it's merely a part of reality. But the scientific method is equally accepted by both theist and atheist, so neither side can claim it to their advantage. The theist would need to provide evidence supporting the existence of the non-physical or supernatural, such as the existence of objective morals, human consciousness, the origin of the first life from chemical and geological compounds, transpersonal events such as responses to music and the perception of objective beauty, etc., and would also need to refute arguments in favor of the natural world being all that exists, for which there aren't many. The atheist would need to provide proof that the physical universe is all that exists, and would need to disprove any arguments in favor of the non-physical. Neither side can just assume their belief is true without substantiation. Both sides need something to back up their respective claims. There is undoubtedly an abundance of arguments for the existence of God in the here and now and throughout human history. These include various cosmological arguments, ontological arguments, arguments based on the fine-tuning of the universe and other teleological points, arguments based on the existence of objective moral values and duties, arguments based on the origins of the first life on Earth, arguments based on the existence of human consciousness, and the list goes on. It's plainly unfactual to say that there is no proof for God's existence. The best Ricky could do is say that he doesn't agree with any or all of the arguments proposed. But he would need to explain why he doesn't agree with them and propose alternatives to some of the challenges posed. Overall, while this did sound compelling at first, we can see that it's essentially just charismatic wordplay, layered over weak arguments. Let's keep looking for some stronger arguments, shall we?